Yes, guys, good evening. Welcome to Roma Theory and welcome to the AS Roma 2025-2026 Keep, Loan, Sell. I've been anticipating this video for quite a long while and it's the day we finally go through this. I'll be going through every player in our squad and I will be putting him in either the Keep category, the Loan category or the Sell category. Now, of course, I am going to remove two players because of imminent transfer rumors. Fabrizio Romano, here we goes, and these are Paredes, here we go yesterday evening to Boca Junior, and Shomurodov, here we go basically this afternoon. He is going to Turkey, to Istanbul Başakşehir. So I've removed these two players because they're gonna leave and there's no point in even debating about them. So yeah, guys, I mean, I'm gonna go through all the players. It's gonna take a while. Get your snacks and drinks. Feel free to play along in the chat. So we're gonna do them in order, of course. So yeah, feel free to participate and interact in the live chat and let me know if you would keep, loan or sell these following players. Without further ado, hit the like, subscribe, and let's get into this. Zvilor, I mean, let's just move forward. We don't even need to waste time on Zvilor. He extended his contract. He's gonna sign it on Friday. There's gonna be the announcement on Friday. He's probably the biggest keep of all. So I'm not gonna go any further. You know me, he is the best goalkeeper in the league. He has saved us. The amount of times that he's saved us this season with clean sheets or with, you know, incredible performances is unreal. And yeah, also on a human level, he deserves it because the way he kind of connected with the fans and with everything around Roma is unbelievable. So, of course, it's a keep. Moving on to our second goalkeeper, Gollini. Now, we've never seen him. He came in January, and I'm pretty not bothered about this. But I'm gonna go sell because I think we are gonna sell him because back in the Atalanta days, him and Gasperini fell out. So I don't think he will stay for this reason, and for this reason, I am gonna put him on the sell. I'll be very honest with you. I think second goalkeeper, when you've got somebody like Zvilor, will play 0 minutes. The only game that I can see our second goalkeeper, whoever he will be start, is the first round of the Coppa Italia. You know, the second goalkeeper will never start when you've got somebody like Zvilor. And people will go, well, what happens if Zvilor gets injured? If Zvilor gets injured, your second goalkeeper has not the ability to become your first goalkeeper. If Zvilor gets injured in this drastic hypothetical scenario, you will need to intervene in the transfer session and buy somebody else. You know, so second goalkeeper will never play. Even if Zvilor does get injured, he's never going to be in a position to replace him for the best. So even if, hopefully not, let's scratch your balls, if Zvilor does get injured, you will need to buy somebody else. So second goalkeeper, I'm really not bothered. Right, moving on defenders. Ndika, of course, keep. We managed to keep him. We managed to avoid the FFP situation without having to sell him. I think when I look at Ndika, I look at durability, I look at age, and I look at consistency. He's played every minute of the league this season. He's very young. He's won the Europa League with Eintracht Frankfurt. So you're adding experience. And when you speak about the Italian league, which is a very tactical and defensive league, it's always great to have these certainty players which can guarantee you minutes without getting injured, who have experience. You know, Ndika is not a new signing. It's 2 seasons now that he's with us. So he's grabbed that experience. I think he's one of the most important players in our roster. And I think he's one of the few players, as well as him, Zvilor, Ndika, and Sule, who you can sell for more money than you bought him for. So, I mean, of course, because Ndika was a free agent. But in terms of the value of the team, Ndika is definitely one of the players which boosts it. So, definitely keep Ndika. Mancini, keep because I mean, look, Mancini is 99% of fans love him, including me. You've got that 1% which goes, oh, he's not good enough at all. He's just a passion merchant. The only reason he's loved and starts for Roma is because of the passion he shows. I disagree. I think this season he's proved to be a good defender. I think Mancini is better shifted to the right than when you put him as a central defender. In that back three, I think Gasperini, he's had Gasperini before. Mancini can only be kept. I think if you want to sell Mancini, you have to go to a doctor. There is no way you sell him. There is no way. But also moving back to that passion side of things, players like him charge you up. Players like him are useful for the players, for the players around him, like the young ones. But in terms of leadership, of course, he's a very important player. So I keep both Ndika and Mancini. The other one is Kumbulla. Sell. He's had a good span at, what was it? Not Villarreal, Espanyol in La Liga this season. He's had a good one. He's had a good season. I would be interested to see how much he's grown. But to be honest with you, we need that jump and we need that quality jump. And I simply cannot see Kumbulla being a valid option in case somebody gets injured. Yeah, I sell Kumbulla because the games that he's played with us in Mourinho's first season, in Mourinho's second season before he got injured, he never really caught my eye. He came with very high potential and very high expectations because he was considered to be the next big thing, the next big defender coming from Verona. He hasn't really shown much of that. He has this season in Spain, but it's very different. Pressure in Rome is bigger than a club like Espanyol. So sell, because we need more quality. And yeah, the only way I'd consider him staying is if we spend big on other positions that we're kind of limited to spend more money in defense, and then we're kind of forced to just recruit Kumbulla back. But otherwise, I sell him. Hermoso, sell, absolutely, get rid of him. He came for two reasons. And he said these two reasons in his first interview 1 year ago. If you go back and watch Hermoso's introductory interview on Roma's YouTube channel, he said he came to Rome for two reasons. De Rossi, because De Rossi pushed to sign him. And number two, because he wanted to try Carbonara. That is the only reason Hermoso was ever in Rome. He needs to leave. He played shit. Every time we saw him before he left in January, never good. From a player like him, coming from a club like Atletico Madrid, you'd expect more professionalism from. When the boat was sinking back within the Juric period, he was one of the worst. So sell him, get rid of him. I don't even want to hear his name anymore. Angelino, keep. Again, if the offer comes, I'm going to say this. I'm going to keep Angelino because he was one of the best players last season. But I'm going to say this now. I'm going to open a parenthesis. If the offer, like the Saudi club offered a few weeks ago, repeats itself, I sell him. Because I don't think he fits Gasperini. Sources say this. Gasperini likes him, but he's not that perfect for his system. If you can get 25 million, which is what Al Hilal offered, for Angelino and get somebody who suits Gasperini's system better, then I sell him. Because you can't say no to 25 million for Angelino. However, if no one offers money, I would gladly keep him. He's great technically. Another player who was very consistent and durable this season. And I keep him because he was good. So yes. Salah Eddin, sell. I'm going to get criticized here. You haven't seen much of him. How can you sell him? He's played 20 minutes. The 20 minutes that I've seen of him, and I know that you can't judge a player after seeing him for 20 minutes, he's just not suiting Gasperini's system. And deep down, I don't think he's that good. So sell him now before he gets rotten, before Gasperini buries him on the bench and he loses value. We spent quite a lot of money in other Ghisolfi disaster class in January. So unfortunately, I'm going to get criticized on this one because you have a fair point. We've never seen him, but we've seen 20 minutes of him, but he's not good. And I don't think you will have that quality jump if you start or have Salah Eddin as a player in your team. Wrench, I keep... No, you know what? Let's have some loans. I'm going to loan Salah Eddin. I'm going to loan Salah Eddin because you spent money on him and he needs to get valued, and I don't think he's going to get any game time with Gasperini. So I'm going to put loan Salah Eddin. But of course, if they offer the money, I can happily sell him. But I'm going to put loan on him. Wrench, I keep, but not for a starter. Wrench is the perfect backup right back, in my opinion. He's not good enough to start, but he's not that terrible not to be a valid second option. So I keep Wrench, but not as a starter. Celik, sell. Sell because he's had good months. These last few months with Ranieri, he was good. But I'm sorry, other than that, he's been terrible. He can't cross a ball for his life. I don't even know how he scored that goal against Porto. I still have thoughts in my mind of how Celik managed to score in Portugal. He had a good last 3 months, and it's coming from somebody who has attacked him in every possible way. But now it's time to go. Again, I just don't think we'll be able to compete with better teams on both the European stage and the national stage if you start and keep starting with these players. So I could easily go keep him, but as a second option, because somebody's going to come in, Wesley in this case. But no, because that position is already there for Wrench. So sell him. Saud Abdulhamid, same. Sell him. He is I would say a Saudi propaganda signing. We never wanted him. De Rossi never wanted him. There was probably a contract with a Riyadh season sponsorship, which went, you need to buy a player for us to introduce him to the European football stage. Other than that, love him as a human. He, as I said this already, he's like a teddy bear that you keep on your shelf in your room, but he's not good. And let's not lie to ourselves. We can't keep players just because we feel pity for them. If somebody's not good, bye-bye. And he's exactly there. So sell, Saud. Buba Sangari loan. And now we move on to midfielders. Cristante. This is probably the most debatable one because it depends on a lot of circumstances. If we get Richard Rios, sell Cristante. Because if you sign Richard Rios, Cristante won't start many games. Cristante would be a second option, a valid second option, but his wages are big. So if I need to keep a player whose wages are big like Cristante, who occupy a lot in the wage cap, just for him to sit on the bench, then I'd rather sell him, get Richard Rios, and either grow somebody from the Primavera or sign somebody young. So it depends. Cristante depends. If somebody like Richard Rios doesn't come and we need to sign somebody with less quality than Rios, then I keep Cristante because he can always be good in coming in tough times and kind of help the situation. He can't be a starter. So if I keep him, not to start. If I keep him, it's as a second option. But I'm going to put sell because I trust Massara in getting somebody valid in the middle like Richard Rios. So in that case, Cristante becomes useless. because you've got Pizzilli, you've got Kone, you've got, Baldanzi. You've got, yes, of course, you'd need another holding mid. But if a big investment like Rios would mean that you have to limit a bit of your wages. So sell him. Kone keep, probably one of the most important pivots of last season. Keep him. Pizzilli keep. I would not loan him out. I would not loan him out because I think Pizzilli can grow a lot with Gasperini. So I'm going to keep Pizzilli. Yeah, look, transfer market puts Bove. But realistically speaking, I don't see how Bove gets back playing in Italy, in this case at Roma, if he doesn't decide to remove his pacemaker, which I don't think he is in a position to take such a risk. So I would love, I mean, look, Bove for me is, before what happened to him, you remember me very, if you've been following this channel for a lot of time, you know how disappointed I was with Bove going. Bove, the season of Mourinho's sacking and of De Rossi's arrival, was the best player in our season. The guy who never stopped fighting. So for me, not only would I say keep Bove, but for me Bove is like build a statue, even after what happened to him. The only thing with Bove is the impracticality of this. You know, Italy, the Italian law does not allow players who have had a heart attack to continue playing in Italy due to safety reasons with pacemakers on. If Bove decides to remove his pacemaker, which they implanted in him after his surgery, then he can play. But is Bove in a position to take such a risk? No, he's not. So I don't think Bove will get back playing with us. I wish him all the best wherever he goes. I would love Bove to stay. It would be the best story ever. You know, he went away from his boyhood club to Fiorentina on loan. Was, questioned on whether he could still play football after what happened to him, and then comes back to Rome and, becomes a starter again with Gasperini. I would love this. This would be a fairy tale. But unfortunately, bureaucratically, legally, and in Italy, and in practicality, I don't think this is going to happen. But for Bove, it's a massive keep. But unfortunately, I don't think we will be able to do this. So I think it's sell. Sell because I don't think he can play in Italy unless he decides to remove it. Otherwise, it's keep. Baldanzi. I'm going to surprise you here. I already mentioned this once. I'm going to loan Baldanzi out. I'm going to loan Baldanzi out because he's been good with us. He's technically gifted. There are issues with Baldanzi, however. Number one, his height and his physique. Unfortunately, being very tactically and defensive, he gets bullied a lot of times. And that limits his creativity up front. That limits his performances. And number two, his shooting is absolutely dreadful. He's great when it comes to moving the ball around in small spaces, in tight spaces, moving the ball around, transition. He's great on that. But when it comes to shooting, he is probably one of the worst players in our team. He is. I mean, the amount of misses I remember from Baldanzi this season, it's scary. He's young, but he's not that young, in a sense that he either breaks through now and has the season of his life, or he's not going to have it. I want to see him with Gasperini because I think Gasperini is very good at valuing these players, but I am scared that he won't have much game time with Gasperini. So I'm not going to sell him. I'm going to put loan. Loan, however, needs to be to a club which will assure him being a starting player. Somebody like Torino. Not a team like Cremonese, because of course you can't judge him because he'd be the best player in that Cremonese team and he can't do anything by himself. So you need to see him in a better team, but a better team that can guarantee him a starting position and then value him at the end of the season. So I'm going to put Baldanzi on a loan. I would not be mad if we keep him, but loan. I think, Baldanzi, because he either has his breakthrough season now or he's not going to break through. And I'm not sure he can have that breakthrough season in Rome. Okay. Pellegrini. Pellegrini sell. He won't get sold because I think Gasperini wants to try him because he's injured and nobody will buy him now. But Pellegrini sell. I think his time in Rome is done. I said this many times. I don't want to repeat this again. I'm curious to see if Gasperini can drug him with some Gasparade and make him have the season of his life. I'm the first one to get back on his train if he does so. But realistically speaking, I think his time is done in Rome. A lot of time in Rome, had great moments, won a trophy with him, lost a final with him, the captain of my first trophy. I love him, but for the sake of the club, for the sake of himself, and for the sake of the fans, I think sell. However, I don't think he'll get sold. Il Shaarawy. I would only keep him if he agrees to have very low wages. Heart says keep him, head says sell him. But due to the fact that he has accepted to have such a low salary, because he loves us so much, and I love him too much, I'm going to say keep. Soulé keep, massively keep. Chain, this season he will explode, mark my words. This season we will have and we will grow a crack in our team. So keep Soulé. Solbakken and sell. Dybala keep. Even though his fitness has got a lot of question marks this season, keep him because when he's fit, he's the best player in the league by a mile. And because I will not accept Dybala leaving before we lift the Europa League together. And then last but not least, Artem Dovbyk keep. But this season, if he doesn't improve, not just on the statistical side of things and goals, because that's good, but on the attributions, on what he gives more to the football pitch. If he doesn't improve this season and has a very static season like last season, then at the end of next season, he needs to go. But he deserves another chance. He fully deserves it. He deserves to work under Gasperini, who has made certain strikers explode. So, yeah. I'm going to keep Dovbyk. But we need another striker because Shomurodov has left and Tammy has left. That is my keep, loan, sell 2025-2026. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree. I'm going to read a few comments and then I will end it. After his Villar's extension, he might get sold for a higher price. So we should sell and use this money to extend Pellegrini and Cristante as far as possible. I hope that's ironic. My opinion in Mancini is definitely keep him. But if you get centre-backs, get someone who would challenge him. Do you like Ferguson, says Alessandro. We'll speak about that because I think apparently it's almost a done deal. I'm 50-50 on that one. But we will speak about it when it does get... Right now, my head is only on Richard Rios, I'll be honest with you. Selçuk says, Jose, the day with Selçuk will be the happiest day on earth. And Messi says, Gurna Duarte is not a Roma player, so we have no right to place him in a keep, loan, or sell. Gurna Duarte is not ours. Gurna Duarte is Salzburg's. So yeah, we have no rights on him to speak for him. But what I would do with Gurna Duarte is extend the loan, not buy him because we haven't seen too much of him. But I was interested in him, and I think with Gasperini, he has ceilings. But yeah, extend the loan would be the best. I don't agree about the second goalkeepers. Don't you remember what both Alisson and Zvilor... Don't you remember that both Alisson and Zvilor were second goalkeepers? Yeah, but with a goalkeeper like Zvilor, the second goalkeeper will never start. So... You know, second goalkeeper, you can choose whoever you want. He will never start. And Golini, like going back to the Golini example, you know, you'll go, if Sveror gets injured, I don't think we can start the season with Golini. I know that Golini has played everywhere, but, you know, you'd have to get somebody else. I mean, you'd lose so much quality if you have to replace Villar with somebody who is there to be a second goalkeeper. Right, that was it. Hit the like, subscribe, share this video with your friends, families, do it. Hit the like at 150 likes, let's do it. 150 likes, and we wake up tomorrow with the Richard Rios, here we go. I've said it, you can take this risk by yourself, but, you know, just be careful. Right, enjoy it. Simo out.